Rook here from Rook Geek. Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool. And welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to a brand new video. This video is going to be part 2 of my Megacon 2021 video series. Part 1, of course, was me walking the show floor, catching all the crazy merch, getting cosplayers, putting music throughout the entire video. If you haven't watched that video, definitely watch that video first and come back to this one. I will definitely be waiting for you. So this video, basically, so you know, is the haul video. Everything I picked up that was some form of collectible or really cool art was basically done for this particular video. This doesn't include any t-shirts I picked up or small little knickknacks. Only collectibles, pops, action figures, and artwork is really dedicated to this video. So what did Rook get at Megacon 2021? A whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to work down through my table here to showcase off the items to you guys. The artwork, which I always talk about artwork, I'll talk about that shortly. I'm going to take some B-roll of it, meaning I'm going to showcase the artwork and up-close shots of it when I'm talking about the pictures and holding them up. First things first, let's talk about Funko. Funko is the big stuff we picked up at the show, and there's a lot of Funko stuff over here, a lot of stuff of Funko over here. This big yellow box you see right here, this guy over here, this bottom piece is Funko too. So let's showcase the Funko items first. First, we're going to start off with this guy right dead center, the Gamestop exclusive Darth Revan pop. This guy was a Gamestop exclusive, was never able to find this guy in the wild. I wanted this one very, very badly. Finally got him in my collection. I kept all the pricing on these items that are stickered. You'll see this one here is priced at $45. I saw this go as cheap as $30 at a couple other booths. I just happened to pick this up at the very first booth. I kind of walked into it and said, I got to get my hands on him. Got myself my Darth Revan. Very, very happy about getting that guy added to the collection. So what I'm going to do is I talk about things, I'm going to pull them off the table. Next, let's talk about the guys over here. This one and the one below it, right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So we got a Disney pop here, which was Cinderella. My wife very much likes Cinderella. She has a big attraction to the character because basically family, her grandmother really talked about Cinderella and really liked it. So we picked up pieces based on the Cinderella Disney franchise, and we never got an actual Cinderella pop itself. So we finally got Cinderella. Very happy to pick her up. She wasn't priced too expensive. I think she was $10. It's not stickered, but this is the blue dress version of Cinderella, not the pink dress version of her, because there's two different versions of that character. Continuing over here, actually right over here, go back to this one. We have ourselves a Suicide Squad. This is the Harley Quinn in the red dress with the javelin. If you've not seen the movie, there's a point where she looks like you see her right here. I believe this is a common pop. Yeah, this is common. There is a Hot Topic exclusive version, but we wanted this version of her. So she has the Hot Topic one is when she's in her real gear. This is just the red dress version of her. So this is because they're a common pop. She looks really, really good. So that's the reason why we wanted to get her looking like this. Runtime for this video, I didn't mention it yet, probably between 20 and 30 minutes long because it's just so much stuff to talk about. Over here we have another set of pops. This guy was a Target, a WonderCon exclusive, which you can only get at Target, I believe. Price at $50. This is the Gold Stormtrooper. He just looked really cool, and I wanted him several months ago when WonderCon happened. I couldn't get my hands on him, so I'm really happy to grab this guy finally. Am I going to review this guy? I'm not 100% sure yet, possibly. Let me know in the comments if I should do a review on the Gold Stormtrooper for WonderCon. Please let me know. Of course, at the top here, it's kind of funny. I talked about this guy. I did a video on this guy, but the Amazon version, of course, this is what this one is, the Qui-Gon Jinn from Tatooine. The one they sent me was badly damaged. I requested Amazon to send me back a new one. It's been at least, I want to say 2 to 3 months. I've not yet gotten any response from Amazon about this pop. It looked to be on back order. No one's gotten it yet, as far as I know, and I got this guy for $20. I figured I'll spend the $20 again, since I'm getting supposedly a free one whenever Amazon ships it. I don't know how it's going to show up. This one I know is in great condition, so I'm not worried. Finally got myself my Qui-Gon Jinn. Happy to finally add him to the collection in a decent shape, because the other one I picked up was bad. I mean, the box was beat to hell. This one, very happy to finally get myself my Qui-Gon Jinn in great condition. First for the channel, I don't own any of these yet, but we got ourselves some black light pops. I've seen black light pops come in. They're a fad. People really like them for Funko. I don't know how they would look when you actually shine a physical black light on them, since I don't own a black light, but I wanted the Gambit and Rogue. I saw a couple booths that just had Rogue. I found one in particular that had the Gambit and Rogue as a set, and of course there's 25 for the Gambit and 20 for the Rogue. We've seen this pop many, many times. I reviewed this guy. the normal version of the sculpt with the cards being thrown out. I have at least three versions of this pop. This makes the 4th version of that sculpt I have for this guy. So really happy to add a blacklight version of Gambit to the collection. And of course we got Rogue here in her sort of fighting stance. So really cool to get 2 blacklight pops to add to the collection since I don't own any of those yet. Very happy about that. Next we'll talk about this pop last, because it was the biggest purchase of the weekend, so I'll talk about him last. We'll come over to this side of the table here. We have 2 pops which we got for a friend of the family who's a fan of anime. This is the Moomin Rider for One Punch Man. She really likes anime, so we got this for her. We showed some pictures at the con for her, and she said, I want that one. We picked that one up for her. And she's also a really big fan of Kitsune Miku, which is, I think she's a singer or a musician of some sort for anime. I don't know much about the character, but she said she really liked the character. She looks really cool. I believe this is the common version. This is the common version of Hatsune Miku. I got to get the name correctly. The V4X version. I don't know what that specifically means. She would know more than I would, because I know very little about anime. I know the older stuff for anime, not the new stuff. So it looks really cool. We finally got ourselves this pop for her. She's really happy about that. Going back up top here, just to finish that portion off, we visited on Hatsune Miku, but this was a grab bag they had for her. This was one of the booths we went to. This was specific to certain characters, that a bunch of anime booths they had there, and they had a Hatsune Miku. This is how she looks also. So we said, you know what? Let's grab this grab bag for her, and hopefully she'll like it. This was $15. The Hatsune Miku pop was, I think, $12 for that one. So really cool bag, grab bag. We don't know what's inside it yet. We haven't cracked it open. We haven't given it to her. So when you give it to her, she'll crack it open for the very first time. I have no clue what's in this. So we just thought it'd be a really, really cool thing to do. Over here, you see this big yellow box. This big yellow box, I don't know the booth, and this is going to be reviewed in a later video. I apologize for that now. Price point for this box was $40. The other thing they guaranteed in this box, and it's extremely heavy, is all Funko related items. I haven't cracked it open yet. I don't know what's in it. I'm hoping to get something cool in this box. I would like to get something cool. There's just really cool stuff. My wife glanced at the box. I didn't open it yet. She said there was at least 5 or 6 items in this box, and it's all dedicated to Funko. That's what I'm very happy about. It's going to be very, very cool to crack into that box, but I'll leave that one right there for right now. My wife wanted this item here. This is a Dwarves of the Great Kazoo. A well-known character in the later episodes of the Flintstones. This is a Dwarves version of the Great Kazoo. You can remove him from the flying saucer. A really cool item. Price point was $25. Again, the Funko box was $40. I think I mentioned that. $40 for the Funko. But this thing's really cool. She likes Flintstones a whole heck of a lot. Not many times you get Dwarves in vehicles, and Dwarves is a dead line. It looks like Funko. They're not making any more Dwarves as far as I know. They switched over to the soda product, the soda pop product. I think that becomes the more predominant line next to Funko now. Normally Funko had, several years ago, it was both Funko and Dwarves was their upcoming line, and Dwarves just for whatever reason didn't really catch on too well, and it looks like it kind of went to the wayside, and the soda can pops have now taken the second line of popular Funko based products under that banner. But this one looks really cool. We're going to put this next to her Flintstone collection. She has several different Flintstone items, a couple of rock candies, a couple pops, but adding the Great Kazoo is very, very cool to have added to her collection. There is a Great Kazoo version for Funko, but we haven't been able to find that one yet. But this at least is a placeholder until we get the Great Kazoo, who's, I believe, just a pop itself. It's not the character. It's just the character, not the spaceship. So you can just get the character and not the spaceship for the Funko version of the Great Kazoo. This gives you both the spaceship, the flying saucer, and the Great Kazoo character as well. So really cool to get that. Next, we have a cool action figure. This one kind of tells a story because this is kind of funny, this action figure here, only because I told my wife, you know what, pick up something at the show for me, but surprise me. I don't want to know what it is. I was feeling the package and trying to figure out what it was. I knew it was an action figure. I knew it was a character that was in the 3 3/4 scale. I figured it was maybe Star Wars or G.I. Joe, one of the two. That's what stuff she knows I like. But I don't own any vintage class level figures for Star Wars. None. Everything I have for Star Wars Black Series is all in the 6-inch scale. This is the very first figure I own now in the 3 3/4 inch scale. The Cara Dune carbonized version. She talked the dealer down. They were wanting $50 for this. She paid, I believe, $35 for this figure. And what makes this figure very unique, besides being the carbonized, meaning there's a different paint deco on this than the normal release figure, or if there is a normal release figure, they might have just went straight to carbonized. I don't know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if there's a normal release version and a carbonized one. That's normally what they do with carbonized, or they might go straight to just carbonized. I don't know. What makes this figure rather unique is that the character of Cara Dune was basically, the actress was kind of sacked from Disney. There was a lot of issues politically with her, and she was removed from The Mandalorian season 2. And all of her stuff that was removed from shelves is going up for a stupid amount of money. I can pretty much guarantee you in a year's time, if she doesn't come back for season 3, then this figure right here, I guarantee you, will be worth a ton of money, probably double in price, probably about the $100 price point, I'm guessing, is where it would be. I can't remember the actress's name off the top of my head. I was trying to remember. I just drew a blank on it. Hit me up in the comments for the actress's name. But I know that she had problems politically. She has a lot of politically charged comments, and it got a lot of backlash to Disney, and Disney was not happy. So this is mint on card. I'm not going to, of course, I'm not going to open this, but this is, she spent $35 for this 3 3/4 inch vintage collection. Really happy to get this one. I'm going to put it somewhere. I don't know yet where in the collection. We're not going to talk this guy yet. We're going to come to the artwork, because that will be the next most important piece of what I talk about here. As I mentioned many times, I do a lot of stuff with artists in the artist alley. I try to support artists, especially local talent. People that maybe are starting up a local comic, or they have really cool art that they showcase at the conventions floor. I really try to support these guys, and we found a lot of really good artwork here. Again, I'm going to take a lot of B-roll here, so I'll hold up the image and take another shot of it inside, so it's going to be kind of zoomed in when you see me showing the artwork here. And we spent several $100s easily on artwork. I want to say at least $300 to $400 just on artwork alone. We're going to hang some up in the studio here. I'm going to hang some up in my house, but we've got a lot of cool artwork pieces, and everything we got here, most of the stuff we got here was signed. A few pieces weren't. So let's showcase this right here first. A really cool shot of the Mandalorian with Baby Yoda, Grogu holding by force the little knob in the corner here. Looks really cool. Very cool that the guy did this piece. I was really excited to get it. And my wife's also a big Superman fan, and we have the big statue of Superman v Batman with the heat vision. That's why she wanted this picture, because she sort of reminds her of that statue. They also had another version of this particular drawing, this artwork with non-heat vision. So it was the same picture, no heat vision, or you get the one with heat vision. So Grogu on one side, or Mandalorian and Grogu on one side, and Superman on the other in a top loader. So really happy to get that one. Next was a really cool Power Rangers one. This is sort of a lenticular image. I don't know how well you'll see it coming across on camera. So you got the Green Ranger on one bit of it and White Ranger on the other. It might come off a little bit weird and blurry or glary just because of the way the light's hitting it, but you may see it change. So we got Green Ranger on one side, White Ranger on the other. So very cool piece here. This was at a booth that Austin St. John was at, which is of course the guy who plays the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Red Ranger. His booth had this picture for sale. This was $25. The other prints that you saw there for the Grogu and the Superman, they were each $25, but if you bought 3 prints, each additional print was $10. So it became cheaper when you bought more pictures, or more pieces of art. So I was very happy about that. So this was $25 by itself, but this is a lenticular piece, so it's a little bit different. So very happy about that one. Next we have something that kind of out of the old, I think it's called Comics of the Unknown. It was an old comic back in the day, but we're also big fans of Supernatural. My wife had me finish watching the entire run of Supernatural, all 15 seasons I have watched, which is one reason why this pop is over here, which we'll talk about more about this guy shortly. But this is a kind of old school design of I think it's called Comics of the Unknown or something of the unknown. It's based, I think, on a horror comic, and they took liberty and made a Winchester designed version of it based on Supernatural. So it looks really cool. Love the way this looks. They did a great job with this piece of art. This is the only one I had. It was from a seller named Joe Corney Art Store. He gave his card right there. If you look at that one, he had a lot of Star Wars pieces, but this Winchester one here for Supernatural looks really cool. That's the one we wanted. Next, we have two pieces of art. I'm going to take this one out here because the image on the bag is a lot of glare. This one here is really cool. We're just finishing up the last season of Lucifer. My wife got me into that show too. Great piece of art for this one. Again, really love artwork. Some of these pieces will be hung up. Some will be put into a portfolio that I have where it contains all of my artwork that I buy from conventions. Some of these are a little bit bigger. They're like 12 by 18, which are bigger than 11 by 17 portfolio I have. So I might have to find a better way to store them. The last one here, this came from an artist called Tony SantingoArt.com. That's who made these two pieces here. These were, I believe, the Winchester one that I just showed you was, I think, $20. These two pieces, I believe, were $25 a piece. And this one, of course, is another Supernatural piece of art. Looks really great. They did a great job on these pieces of art. Love them. Absolutely think if you're a fan of artwork, you definitely, when you go to a con, you have to buy art. Just because there's so many cool pieces you can find, it's really, really awesome. Another booth we went to, these next few pieces, I want to say next four pieces. We bought 4 pieces from this guy, and they are, first, his name of his place is called it's called Herofied. HeroFightArt.com. That's the guy's website. So go to HeroFightArt.com, tell him Rook sent you. A lot of cool pieces. He had a lot of spaceships, and I like spaceships. I'm also a very big fan of the A-Wing. I mentioned many times in many videos, and I did a Lego build on this particular thing, the A-Wing, and it's my favorite ship in Star Wars, hands down. I love the A-Wing fighter. It always looks great. This one here at the bottom, it says here, Green Leader standing by at the bottom. I don't know if you can read it, but it says Green Leader standing by. Great piece of art. This is an 11 by 17 piece, so I could fit this inside my portfolio or hang it up somewhere. So this one may go in and may go in the portfolio. I don't know yet. Next, we got I love my Viper. I love Battlestar. So say we all. Again, same company, HeroFightArt.com. To this one, great picture of a Viper. This is, of course, a Mark II Viper, not the original BSG version of a Viper, which would be the Mark I. This is a Mark II. I did a full review of the Eagle Moss version of this same exact Viper, Mark II version, but looks great. Love this piece of art. This one probably will be hung up somewhere, I guarantee you. Again, same place, HeroFightArt.com. Another Green Ranger, White Ranger picture. I bought this one first, then I saw the lenticular one a couple days later. So in order of how I picked these up, I think on day 2 I got this one. On day 3 I got the other Power Ranger one. So this one does not move. This is just Green Ranger. This Green Ranger here in the center, and you got White Ranger over here, and you got the Dragon Zord at the very, very top here. So great piece of art on this one. He did sign all the pieces. If you were curious, did he sign them? He did indeed. All of them are signed right there. And he also, last thing he did another Supernatural one. This is more of a stylized version, but looks really, really good. I like the way this one looks, especially the color. Looks really, really great. Love what he did with that one. Last but not least were the ones that we probably spent the most money on. This one artist by the name of Percy Effects, the art of Jerry Percy. What he does is a little different. He does everything on, trying to get the card out here. He does everything on, I guess you call it small pieces of steel. And he does all his work on that. What he does is based on commission. He'll get commission to do a piece. He does 50 pieces in the 11 by 17 scale. Once he sells that, when he does the commission, the very first item he does goes to the person the commission for. All 49 other pieces he sells for $50 a piece at the bigger scale. Smaller, after the item sells out completely, he does another version of them, but he scales it down to a smaller piece, like what I'll show you here momentarily. And what he decided to do, someone asked him, hey, can you do a commission of what Harley Quinn would look like as a geisha? And so he did that. He did Harley Quinn as a geisha. Looks really, really cool. I love the design for this. Again, this is made on steel. He does sign it, and it does have his signature on the back here. So it looks really, really cool. Love the way it looks. Here's what it looks like outside of the plastic. So this was one he did in 2021. And he just keeps making more and more of these small prints. Once he gets past the 50 prints, he shrinks them all down to this size, and he keeps mass producing them. So they look really cool. They're like, I guess they're acid etched or laser etched. I don't know how he physically does it, but it looks really, really good. Price point for this, I think, was $25 for this one. Next one was a gift from my wife for my birthday next month. and he did all the pieces for Green Lantern for Blackest Night. He had every single one of the cores. He had one for Kyle as the White Lantern. So you don't say White Ranger, but as a White Lantern. But I didn't like the way it looked. As soon as he whipped out the Green Lantern version, I said, it looks awesome, I want that. My wife said, no, I'm buying it. So she spent $50 for this. This is what it looks like. Looks great. As you'll see when it's spinning around in a second, on the back here, he does have, I'll kind of take it out of the sleeve so you can see what it looks like. It'd be better that way. It was any type of professional. So taking it out of the sleeve, this is what it says on the back here. It says 2019, 45 of 50. So this size here has not yet sold out for him. This is his 45th print at $50. Every time he did work a deal, every time you bought another print, he lowered the price of the print by $10. So if I bought more and more prints, he would cut the price down significantly as you bought more and more prints. Yet the next print was $40. So a nice Green Lantern print here, looks great. You'll see it shine and shimmer, and his booth in the video, in the very first video we shot, the part 1 video, near the beginning of the video, you see this booth with images that look like this, and it looked like maybe there was black lighting or weird LEDs. That wasn't. There was just normal lights being cast on these metal images that gave the light that was bouncing off these. It looks really, really good. Next, we have, of course, something that I kind of fanboyed out for. He had a Dritz one, and you guys know I'm a big fan of Dritz, of D&D, and he did one of Dritz for me. Not for me, but he had one, and it looks really good. It's Dritz with Gwen Wyvar, and of course the Icing Death Sword is all flamed up. Looks really, really good. It might not come across great on camera, as you can see here. The back here says 2021. He did it this year. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully I'll get close to the camera. He did sign it. This is number 8 of 50. And again, this is Pesci Effects. Art of Jerry Pesci is the guy who did these. If you want to go to his website, you can. He does charge, again, $50 for these larger prints. And of course, plus shipping. If you buy cheaper, if you buy more than one item at a con, he'll be able to work with you on the price. And at another booth we went to, we picked up a really cool bookmark of Clark Kent / Superman. So that's one of the other ones we picked up here. The only other art I have is one other piece, and it was something that I saw at a particular booth, and I thought it would look really good, and it's literally this guy right here. It's literally different morphing versions of Tommy. So you have over on this side here, White Ranger, apologies for the glare, then Green Ranger, then Tommy with the morpher, then you have Lord Dracon, and then you have the Black Dino Thunder Tommy as well. This is going to be hung up definitely in the studio. And he did make a lenticular version of these, of let's say the White Ranger here, you'd see the White Ranger and turning into Tommy. Or you would have the Green Ranger turning into Tommy. I think he had the Lord Dracon turning into Tommy, but I don't know. I know he had the green and white, because I saw the individual shots for that. So definitely the price point for this was $45 US. All the lenticulars you saw, the Dritz, the Green Lantern was $50. The next one was $40. So Dritz cost $40. The Green Lantern itself cost $50. Keep saying Green Ranger. But the Green Lantern one cost $50. As I mentioned, a ton of money was spent just on merch alone. So yeah, a ton of merch, as you guys can tell. I'll move this off the table now, finally. The last item I want to bring to your attention is this one here. As I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of Supernatural. Me and my wife turned me on to Supernatural, watched all the seasons, completed it, all 15 seasons in the can, and we saw this item that Funko came out with. This is the Dean with Baby. This was a Hot Topic exclusive. It was based on 2017, I think, New York Comic Con. This would be San Diego Comic Con. This is summertime convention, so that would be New York. That would be New York Comic Con, I believe. I think it's New York Comic Con. I could be. It's either New York. It's either San Diego, New York. I'm getting them confused. It's the one during summer. I think that's New York Comic Con. But they had these at Hot Topics several years ago. I saw these in stock. They wouldn't even move, and they were, I think, originally priced at $40 US. That's the price that originally this priced at for this item, because it was a convention exclusive. What's cool about this one is Dean comes out of Baby, and the trunk pops open, and you see all the Winchester weaponry inside. You'll see the Winchester symbol on the top of the trunk. You'll see it's all kind of black colored, but it's embossed. You'll see the different weapons that are in the trunk. You can't remove them, but it just just looks cool that you have a working component on a Funko item. Usually Funko doesn't have working components. Sure, heads may spin a little bit like a non-bobblehead, but you won't have, let's say, movable arms or legs. The trunk here, or movable wheels, you have articulation on the trunk, which is very, very cool. Again, the price point for this originally was $40. This thing has shot up immensely, and normally this thing sells for, in mint condition, $240 right now on Funko's Funko store. Most people sell this between $200 and maybe $220, $225, and it's a ridiculously hard to come by item. We were able to negotiate pricing on the last day of the con, which I have another story to talk about, maybe making it a con video itself. That one of the things you always want to do when you want to buy a big ticket item on the very last day of a con is that you wait for the last day. You don't buy the big ticket items on the first or second day. You buy it on the very last day of a convention, mainly because the dealers don't want to drag home more product. They want to get out there, out of the convention center as quickly as they possibly can, carrying the least amount of stuff as possible. So we took this off her hands for $170 bucks US is what we bought this for. So it was a high ticket price item for us, one of the most expensive pops that I physically bought myself. I actually purchased this myself at $170 bucks. I know I can easily sell this for about $225. I sold other items for comparable pricing, but never purchased them for that amount of money. The box is a little dinged up in certain areas. The top here is a little cloudy, but there's a little damage on the corners over here, so it's not in quote-unquote mint condition. That's why we were able to talk her down a little bit for the price of this item. Again, very cool pop. Love getting this into the collection. And the last item to show is kind of a throw-in thing. It was a very cool a bag that we picked up. It was one at a shirt booth. Price point for this bag was $10. It is a ginormous bag. You have Batman on one side, and you have Robin and Harley on the other. Of course, it's Jim Lee Catwoman. It's Jim Lee art right here, so it looks amazing. Great piece of art, massive bag, but very cool convention nonetheless. Picked up a ton of stuff at this con. Again, this bad boy right here is going to be a separate video. It is very, very heavy, but he's going to be a separate video, which will be going up in a few days. So that's my haul for Megacon 2021. I hope you like everything I showcased off in this video. I do hope you give this video a like and subscribe. Click the subscribe button on the page. It will help this video go across YouTube so other people can find it. And of course, last but not least, always remember to click the icons over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video. And bye-bye.